Everybody. Oh, I'm sorry. Hi, I'm James, and welcome back to Storytime with James. Make sure you like, subscribe, and leave me a comment if you like. All right. This one's called It's a Carl's Life. Yes. Yes, it's a Carl's life. Yeah, look. I once knew this dude named Carl, okay? Now Carl was a cool dude, We would go out to the playground. Me and him and a couple of my other buddies used to go to the playground. Now, the playground was where we used to party. They would play a lot of house music there. So Carl was eh, married for about 4 years, and he had two kids. Carl's wife never came to the parties because she had to work, and Carl rarely worked. Anyway, one day I saw Carl really, really dancing on this woman. Dancing on her. Really, you know. And she was on him too. So they were kind of hot and heavy. Well, anyway, at about 3 a.m., we all left. We left the party and we went to this inn. This inn. I got a room, my boys got a room, and Carl got a room. Yes. Carl got a room too with this female. Later that night, the female came. No, later that month, the female came around looking for Carl. Well, I knew where he was, but hey, I wasn't a snitch. So I said, hey, I have no idea. I have no idea. Yeah, you can't tell on your boys. Well, you know, I had no idea. I called Carl later that day. And told him she was looking for him. You know, I told her she was looking for him. And Carl said, I know. Don't tell her nothing about me. I said, okay, okay, okay. So then a couple of weeks later, the girl, well, I'll just call her Trina. Trina came around me and my friends and said, I'm pregnant. And y'all need to tell me where Carl is because he's the father. Man, Carl remained elusive. So Trina called them folks on him. Now child support was on him. Child support was on him. Trina had his first and last name from the hotel bill. So they had the child support papers sent to his house. Yes. And I guess y'all already know his wife got the papers. Yep. Man. And Carl was done. Flip him over. He was done. Yes. Well, anyway, Carl came home to everything set out on the lawn. He kept banging on the door. Banging on the door. Banging on the door. Banging on the door. So, his wife called them boys on him. 12 got there, and it wasn't nothing nice. They ended up beating him down. Took him to jail. Yeah. Yes. Took him in. while he was in jail, people took all of his possessions, he ever owned. They stole everything. Yep. And then Trina found out he was married and blew up. She really stuck it to him then. He ended up sleeping in his car. Okay. He didn't have a job and was getting ready to go to jail again. Okay. Because they said he wasn't paying his child support. He's getting ready to go to jail again. So they told him he better get a job. So I got him a job. I got him hired at this restaurant. Okay. So it looked like things were looking up for him. But on his second check, second check was little or nothing. Because child support kicked in. And he was still in his car. Man. This is crazy, man. Well, I think he tried to he attempted to sell drugs. He attempted to sell drugs. But he ended up going to jail. He ended up going back to jail for 7 years, Man, for 7 years. And man, I lost touch with him after that. But it just goes to show you, if you got a wife, that's it. Don't try to mess around with others, okay? You can end up losing everything. Okay? All right. All right, you guys. Make sure you like, subscribe, and leave me a comment if you like. And hit that bell notification. Hit that bell notification so that you know every time I drop another video. And share. Share my videos with your family. Share my videos with your friends. Share my videos with your loved ones. And even share it with your enemies. Adios. Salamat.